Everyone, and a warm welcome to the Life Expo. And at this
Good
afternoon,
afternoon.
we are at another session where we are discussing about the business health, and we have very esteemed and distinguished panel joining us today, starting with Professor Kamal Chopra ji, Chairman Pamex, live from Ludhiana. Mr. Paul Colston, Managing Editor, Exhibition World and Mesh Media Group, UK. Mr. Dalip Sharma, Secretary General PCCI, Punjab Chamber of Commerce and Industries, and Mr. Balvinder Singh Sawhney, Assistant Secretary General, FICCI. So welcome all of you to this show, and thanks for your time for joining us today and sharing your key views on the business health. A warm welcome to all of you.
Thank you. Thanks.
So I'll just start the session with the first question, which is the topic for today is how is the business health overall? So I'll start the session with Mr. Sani first. Mr. Sani has been quite active as far as the exhibitions are concerned. So over to you, Mr. Sani, for a quick update on the business health.
Yeah, good afternoon to everyone in India and hello to everyone, ladies and gentlemen across the globe, those who are attending this session. Thank you to my, co-panelist for joining and Sachin for hosting this. As far as the business health goes, we know the exhibition industry is very badly impacted. And as of now, none of the physical events have happened in India, and we don't expect anything till the time we know the government guidelines. So we are waiting for unlock 4 guidelines to come. So the moment we have the guidelines, we will know whether our sector is opening up or not. But as far as this financial year goes, for 3 quarters, I don't think any of the organizers will be able to do any billing on the physical exhibitions unless until we get to know about quarter 4 from government. So we will be able to have some percentage of financial thing coming in case we are able to conduct exhibitions between January to March period. So definitely is a huge impact until the time vaccine doesn't come. A lot of I don't see international participation happening, across the globe, and we have seen things like, Olympics, Expo 2020 getting postponed. Only cricket has started in UK with no audience, and there are few things which are starting, but exhibition industry as such, I believe in Turkey they are starting in September first week, but I don't know how many visitors they will be able to attract. So I know definitely about Turkey, but about Germany and this thing, Paul will be able to give a better idea. So I'll be happy to give any details, Sachin, in case you want to ask particularly. But as FICCI, we have started virtual exhibitions. FICCI on 15th August had started FICCI Bike, our own platform, and I request you all to check FICCI Bike platform, and we will be conducting most of the forthcoming exhibitions on our platform, our webinars, B2B meetings, buyer seller meets, we country specific, state specific seminars, programs, exhibitions will be conducted now on the FICCI Bike platform, which has been announced by President FICCI on our Independence Day on 15th of August. So if you have any specific questions, Sachin, I'll be happy to answer.
Sure. Thank you, Balvinder ji, for updating us, and congratulations on the FICCI Bike, which is a new platform for the virtual meetings and your events. So now I'll move to Paul for a quick update on the UK market. So Paul, over to you. What's up in UK there?
Good afternoon, Sachin, and thank you for the invitation, and hello to everybody and the esteemed panel as well. It's just as well I'll start with Balvinder's point that England are not playing in front of any cricket fans because we seem to be doing better that way. However, the events industry I liken to the roots of a tree, which is nourishing all the other economic sectors, as well as being a source of knowledge transfer. And we've been going through certainly a lack of nourishment in the UK as well as most other countries. The Global Association for the Exhibition Industry, UFI's latest barometer on the economy of exhibitions has shown that revenues will shrink by 60% globally compared to 2019, with 73% of companies in our industry reporting no business in April and May, and almost every second company in the sector stopping investments. So that's a sort of gloomy position that hopefully we're beginning to move out of. And other research from a GRS company, Voice of the Exhibition Industry, surveyed 550 global industry respondents and found that 89% said that they had moved or cancelled at least one event during the pandemic. There are calls, of course, very anguished calls for government action from an industry that traditionally has not asked for government help. In fact, has been a driving motor of the economy. And 40% said in that survey that we're not expecting a recovery in revenues and international visitors before 2022. So that's an industry that's really hurting and perhaps even in intensive care. In the UK, I think we're at a particular tipping point with the government furlough scheme that has supported the workforce in all industries, not just the exhibition industry. That's coming to an end in October, and our government in the UK paid 80% salaries, that dipping to 60% in October, but that will end, and we're expecting heavy job losses to feed through after that. Our Meetings Industry Association in the UK has estimated 126,000 event sector job losses since March in the UK. And even large companies like the GES subsidiary Blitz, that went into liquidation last week, and they're the main contractor at our big exhibition halls, London Excel and the NEC. As well as that, of course, lots of individual suppliers and small companies are struggling. And I feel we need holistic solutions, because if you lose just one small chain in our supplier link, then it's bad news for everybody. In terms of greener shoots, unlike Korea, China, and even Germany now, the UK is taking some baby steps forward. We can meet up to 30 people, with larger pilot events being sanctioned by the government due to take place in September. Nevertheless, balance sheets are not healthy. We have seen GL events, DMG Group, Informa, Tarsus and Hive all recording huge revenue drops. Many of those companies with their HQs in the UK, of course. But they also give us a lesson of how to respond to that by two major strategies. It's radical cost cutting and also securing new cash investment from the markets. Informa alone, I believe, raised $1 billion from the financial markets. And that, they said, they told me it was enough to take them through well into next year. And however, we must ensure that while the big beasts may survive and do well from the markets, they could be hoovering up some of the smaller companies that don't survive. And we need to watch also that we don't lose young talent in the industry to other industries. So those would be my initial remarks, Sachin, and certainly welcome to come back on other points and to expand on other areas of the world where we're seeing exhibitions coming back. And I could talk about that as well later.
Sure. Thanks, Paul, for this update on the overall market trends, what you are witnessing. Now, I'll move to Professor Kamal Chopra. Kamal Chopra ji has been quite active in these webinars and digital meetings since March or April. They've done a lot of sessions. So, what is the business health, Chopra ji, as per your views?
Sachin, first of all, I'm thankful to you for inviting me here. And what Paul was saying for UK, it was wonderful. Sanisa was also speaking about here. I can tell more about printing industry because I'm a printer. Regarding exhibition, we were lucky that we organized our exhibition in January. It was wonderfully well, and maybe 1 month before the COVID. Otherwise, we would have been buried in that disaster. Many exhibitions were not held due to COVID, and it is not sure what is going to happen day after tomorrow or tomorrow. Nothing is clear, and definitely, as Sarisa was telling before, due to COVID, the maximum hurt industry is traveling, entertainment, and exhibition. And at the time of recovery, they'll be recovering at the end they will recover, as per the indication we got. Regarding COVID, I may tell that we try to find the opportunities and difficulties, and we did found many opportunities. I'm attending the web meeting from yesterday. Yesterday, a meeting started at 2 and it went out till 10 p.m. Today morning, we had a print Olympiad competition, just ended at 2 and 2:30 I'm here. So this is the gift of COVID. COVID has gifted us this type of time, how to utilize the time, how to be the online. The things are converting to online. If we say in the coming time, we have to join hands. That is the only way. Networking for progress. Even in one of the speech, our Prime Minister did say the same thing. If you want to progress, you want to compete the world, you have to join hands. Now we have to do the things in a bigger way. It's not possible in a smaller way to be economical. First of all, regarding exhibition, I may tell, first of all, we don't know when it is going to help. That's it, everybody. But again, I got information from China where some exhibition held, but it was so difficult there to keep gap between the stalls. The visitor was not allowed to go in a group. They were allowed one by one and have a distance. How to manage these things? Our cost will increase many folds. They have to, even in India, when we'll be allowed to do the physical exhibitions, definitely I will tell that government will say you should have a clearance from health also and put some that type of stuff there so that if COVID will not go now, it will not go. It will be ever with us. We have to work within that. So formality will be that you have to maintain distance always. You have to wear the mask always. You have to maintain the hygiene always. So that thing will come to the exhibition. So our organizing of physical exhibition is going to be very, very costly. As we have looked at the few Chinese exhibition, they organized it, but it was not successful properly, but because of the cost. Now another exhibition is there in October. I don't know what is going to happen. But such you created a good platform, and it's wonderfully. I see that yesterday, I think day before yesterday, you showed me all these groups, and it's wonderful. We have to go in for these type of tactics if we want to survive now. There's a question of survival. We say 2021 is a year of survival. 2020 is not. It is just we are going back to back. But 2021 is a year of survival. Maybe after that year, something may happen. So that is only we have to survive in 1 year. How to survive, we have to consider. Exhibitions, definitely, what is our estimate, since as Sachin told that I'm chairman of Pamex. Pamex is one of the biggest exhibition in South Asia of printing machinery and material. We did a survey, though our next exhibition is going to held in 22, so we have time. But just by the way, we did a survey while doing our webinars. I organized so many webinars, and we have a 41 hours of technical contents available in our video library on different subject, how to keep the business, not only printing, but how to keep the business, how to survive the business, what will happen tomorrow, and how are we prepared for the tomorrow. So while doing this thing, we also surveyed, because I'm chairman, so it became my duty to see what is our future of the exhibition industry. So some contrary things came to mind. We also decided to going for online, just try. But when I see general public, I'm talking again. I will tell. I'm talking about the printers. So printers was not much interested to go online to visit the exhibition. We dropped that idea. The idea came to us from one of the exhibition which was held in China, Sino-Corporation. They sent me the software also. They sent me the complete detail also. So with our agency which was holding our exhibition, I said, let's try it. When from the survey, it found that though we'll organize, everything will be good, but from where the visitor will be invited. Our visitor, I would say printer, they want to see physically running machine, touch the machine, see the sound and feel it, which is not possible here. But we have to survive again. We have to be with it, and definitely. But I say what we decided in Pamex, wait and see. Let's wait. Then we will plan what is to be done, because nothing is sure. One thing is sure, that I tell you, we have to work with networking in every industry, in every part. So that's what I wanted to say. Thanks,
Sure.
sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chopra, for this update. Now I'll move to Dalip Sharma ji from Punjab Chamber of Commerce. Dalip ji, so what is your take on the business health? Because you are covering all sectors, all industries. So what are the reactions and what is the update coming on from you? Over to you.
First of all, thanks, Sachin, and congratulations for hosting and executing a wonderful event during this time of COVID, when everyone is stuck up because of the lockdown and the limitations of moving out. I mean, till December, January, everything was moving well. I mean, we were traveling out, we were doing everything what we wanted to do. And all of a sudden comes February. Are you able to hear me? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Am I audible?
Yes. Yeah, you are
Yeah.
audible. You are.
So all of a sudden comes February and March, we all stuck up at home. And when you look at the business and the industry, the demand goes down. There's a disruption in the supplies happening. And now we've seen 4 months of the COVID era. Initially, we didn't know how to react. Now we've learned, as Mr. Chopra said and Mr. Sani also said, now we've learned to live with it to some extent. And now in times to come, this is going to be part of it. Yeah. Moving forward, what is happening, India is doing worldwide, the focus is inwards. Yeah. India is talking of Atmanirbhar, and so is the rest of the countries. So there will be a lot of focus on people trying to develop their own capabilities in terms of what import substitution. And there comes in the opportunities for the countries which were more as a consumer market and a lot of demand. So I see a lot of potential for India in times to come if India is able to capitalize the opportunity and become Atmanirbhar, have the import substitution happening, though our majority of our imports is happening in the energy sector. So how we are able to find the substitute, that is time to come. Another opportunity we see is with what is happening, some of the major manufacturers from China wanting to move outside, and India is looking at those manufacturers to seize an opportunity. I mean, when we look at from the industry, Punjab, which is a majority of it is the SMEs, they've been hit because the demand going down, the supply, the majority, because they were the suppliers to the major units, and they were the manufacturers. The auto coming to standstill. Some of the other sectors also not performing. But as things open, Punjab is one of the cycle industry is one of the major beneficiaries, with the gyms closing down and the focus coming on health and fitness. Everyone is cycling around, and there was in fact the shortage of the availability of cycles in the market in last few months. As far as when you're looking at the exhibition industry, I mean, I feel it is going to be a mix of online and offline. The online is not going to go out of our life. With the passage of time, the percentage of online will increase. And we have to see that how best we can utilize the online or the technology and factor into our activities, whether it is the exhibition and rest of the activity.
Sure. Thank you, Dalip ji. Actually, when you mentioned about the cycle industry, so just came to my mind. In the morning, we had Mr. Gurmeet Singh Kular from Ludhiana. He was live with us for some time, and he mentioned that the cycle industry, they're seeing a lot of boom, and a lot of demand is there because people are turning health focused and opting for cycling now. So Ludhiana is seeing a boom in cycle industry at least. And taking a clue from Balvinder ji's words about going virtual, so there's a mixed reaction in the industry right now going on. Some people are advocating the fact that the virtuals, I mean, that is the only option left, but yeah, it's getting the desired results. So I would like to take some pointers from Balvinder ji, because I think FICCI is the first one who started this virtual exhibition, at least in India, with the virtual health expo. I think 1.5 months back or something. So, sir, what is your take on this? What is the feedback, and what is your response to that? Yeah.
Yeah, we actually saw the opportunity because we could sense, and President Vicky guided us that we should launch the virtual exhibitions. So we have done already two exhibitions. One was the VHHE, which was on the virtual healthcare and hygiene expo, and then we did FMCG supply chain expo, and both the events got very good response. In fact, now a lot of companies are telling us to do company specific webinars and B2B meetings also. So we will be hosting them on the FICCI platform. So there is an interest, but as I see the future initially will be hybrid, but definitely human being has the tendency to meet people physically, network, meet people over lunches, dinners, tea, coffees in exhibition area, in various restaurants, hotels. So the business will come back to normalcy only when, as Chopra ji also mentioned, when the vaccine is out, or till the time we are living with COVID. So the business will definitely change, initially virtual and then hybrid. And as Paul also said, 30 people have been allowed, with there will be SOPs. We have already submitted SOPs to government also, which will be followed, and the entire industry has supported that initiative. So till the time we do that, virtual is the reality. The virtual events may not give you the kind of money which you get in the physical events, but just for the sake of survival and ensuring the world is connected and doing some stuff, it is important. That's why I mentioned about 3 R's: reboot, reinvent, and reimagine. That should be the business plan. So virtual thing, as we speak, most all the chambers, all the private organizations have started doing virtual exhibitions and virtual B2B meetings, country specific also and sector specific also. So I do see in the near future scope for continuing on this space. So over from my side.
Sure. Thank you, Balvinder ji, for these inputs and the experience you are getting after these events. So I would move to Paul now. So Paul, what is the sense of business? Are you getting some kind of feelings as far as the global business is concerned? So what are those feelings and reactions, and how are the businesses responding? Because we could see, somewhere down the line, in some parts of world, or even if you talk about India, some of the businesses have started, maybe not at a full percentage, maybe 20, 30, 40%, 50%, but the mass gatherings, especially with mice or exhibitions or event business, that is not the case, because it involves crowd. There are a lot of people which needs to be engaged. So what is your take on the global business outlook? Over to you.
Yes, thank you, Sachin. Of course, it is very patchy, and in Europe, we do have some good signs in Germany, but we're looking really to some countries in Asia, particularly Korea and China. And just this week, we had some stories from the big Korean centers, COEX and Kintex, which are reporting not just one experimental exhibition, but 3, 4, 5, 6 exhibitions running smoothly with very stringent conditions. But most importantly, they follow up 14 days later with the visitors to check and report that there's no incidences of COVID coming from those exhibitions, which is a great sign. And China, of course, as we all know, has had many areas that have been virus-free for several weeks now. As we mentioned earlier, the first exhibition, the Hunan Auto Show, actually took place on the 30th of April. So it's all about confidence, but there are signs in those countries that things are ramping up. We also published a story 2 days ago that in Germany, the German singer Tim Bensko performed in front of 1,500 live fans in Leipzig as an experiment jointly with Halle University to research the spread of the virus amongst live audiences. We'll await the results of that, but they split the 1,500 people into 3 sections with different levels of stringency and social distancing. So that's good material coming through there. Other successes to report include the Copenhagen Fashion Week, which changed instead of gathering lots of people in one place, it's spread across the city for small different packages. And the Japanese jewelry show in Kobe was also successfully held alongside 5 co-located trade shows. So confidence is returning there. I think where the confidence needs to be built, certainly in my own country, in the UK, lobbying has come to the fore, and our industry, which is so diverse, and that's of course one of its strengths, but it hasn't always had a very strong voice with politicians and decision makers. And now we're seeing, thankfully, UFI's One Voice campaign, and in Britain we have Get Britain meeting, and these have really raised our industry's importance, has got our act together to put the right statistics in front of politicians, because they're not in the business of doling out money to hard luck cases, but we've proved our value to the economy. In UK, £70 billion worth every year. We turned buildings red for a red alert campaign, which grabbed the public attention, because so often the public doesn't enter our arenas. They just see these large boxes and sheds off motorways and don't always know what goes on inside. But to finish this section with a few statistics, I just echo what Professor Chopra said, that we still have work to do to monetize digital events and to get that message through. Only 13% of exhibitors, according to UFI and CISO's recent study this week, have actually paid to sponsor third-party online event activity, and 83% are still saying face-to-face is much better than online. Of course, that's what we're stuck with now online, and we have to make it work until live events return. But, it's all about confidence and finding new models. Some of those, and we have to learn fast, otherwise other people will move onto our turf. It's interesting that Informa, big organizer, has partnered with e-commerce platform New Order for its fashion retail portfolio. So the message is that we have to adapt, otherwise other players from the world of tech will come in and take some of our business. So we have to be very savvy, but very confident in our model. The new normal will be different from the old one. We won't return exactly to how it was, but we can draw confidence that we were doing great business before with our model. It's a good one, but we need to add in the hybrid tools, as the other speakers have mentioned, to make our new offer even more holistic.
Sure. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, very well said. Holistic approach as well as going hybrid is gonna pave the way for future. And now moving on to Dalip ji. Dalip ji, what is the feeling of business which you are getting maybe from all your contacts and network?
The human beings have always been hopeful. We feel that this time will also pass over. But what is happening in this case, as of now, things are not certain. 2009, when the global meltdown happened, it was in the financial sector, it was related to housing, and people could foresee.
So meanwhile, I think some connection issues. So I'll move to Professor Kamal Chopra. Meanwhile, Dalip ji joins back in a moment.
Uh, yeah, Sachin.
Sorry, got
So,
disconnected.
Yes.
yeah, he's there. Let
Yeah.
him complete.
Okay.
Should I continue or Mr. Chopra is
Please, please, please.
okay? So what I feel, there are going to be a lot of opportunity in times to come. It is only a matter of time till the thing, as everyone is saying, the confidence coming back, a vaccine being available. But
I think we can continue with Professor Chopra. Meanwhile, now that's the role of tech.
No,
some
this
issue.
happens because we are learning these things. Again, he said,
Yeah.
let him complete here. Yes, sir, please.
So
Go ahead.
I am of the view that things will not be the same way they used to be before COVID. There has to be innovation and new things happening. So it will be a mix of the technology. The technology will have to be factored into every activity, whether it is the exhibition, whether it is the production, whether it is the marketing. Everywhere the technology will come in and will play a big role there. Yes, times to come, the online itself will not work. It has to be a mix of the online and offline happening. And I see a lot of focus now happening on, rather than the numbers in the exhibition in terms of the visitor, the focus will shift on the value delivery. It will be the less number quality audience, and the focus on B2B meetings will play a great importance role in times to come in the exhibition, even if they go offline.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Dalip ji. I just want to add one thing. My experience, earlier when we used to do this meeting, so the target on us was to get numbers. If you're doing any conference or something, so target was on to get numbers. So we used to, fetch maybe 300 or 500 people for a one-day conference. But going forward, when we started interacting with, clients from outside India, so they asked us why not to focus on quality. So let's fix it to maybe 50, 60, 70 top quality people. But that was a tough job for us, being working in India market, and maybe we were not planning that well. But I think COVID has given us this opportunity and opened the doors for quality visitors or quality meetings going forward. So moving on to Professor Chopra for his remarks on the business. Yeah.
Sachin, as you were telling, not only that, actually, previous to that, we were been discussing Industry 4.0. Now, with the COVID, Industry 4.0 has come more close. We are coming more close to Industry 4.0. So, as you told that our industry is an intermediary industry. We are dependent upon other industry because we don't. We are a service industry. And definitely, if Kolar Sahib said that cycle is selling more, definitely our boxes will be selling more. So that's a good opportunity for us. Regarding other things, I may tell that on a lighter note, we feel very happy due to COVID because we are in the customized industry. In the customized industry, your presence is always required at every point of time. Otherwise, things will disturb and you will not be able to get the production. Nowadays, 9 to 6 work and after 6 be with the family. It was not possible. I think in my life, for the last 70 years, I have not seen these type of days. For that, we are happy now. And that type of work we are getting, definitely change is there and we should be ready for the change. With the COVID, the change, as I earlier said about Industry 4.0, this was going to happen in Industry 4.0. Due to COVID, everybody is coming close to that. So we feel opportunities in this COVID. Definitely business is slump, business is very weak. Till the industry will grow, till the school will open, colleges will open, printing only will start that. So we are all dependent upon the other businesses. If the other business will grow, our business will automatically grow. It will definitely take time. But we have to wait and see. Nothing we can do this thing. Yes, we can encash the opportunities available in this difficult time. We can educate our friends, we can educate about the business, how the business can be done online, how we can do the work online and consider world as a market. Previously, we are dependent upon one market. Now we are looking at world as a market. And we have made a networking, and that is very fruitfully working. And last, I think, 1.5 months before, due to COVID, all the Maharashtra was fully closed. There was no work going on in Maharashtra. And I suggested a Maharashtra painter, we can work. Why don't you get job done from us? And this is being followed now. So we are doing the networking. If they have problem, we are doing their jobs. If we are in the problem, they will do our jobs. Tomorrow, if something happen in Punjab, we are in the curfew. I can ask my friends in Mumbai, why not to deliver the jobs through me, for me through them. So that's what we are looking at. These are things we have never thought of before COVID. I'm thankful of these problems, because we are found lot new opportunities. The networking which was not possible, now people are joined. As I told you the example, this is happening. 7 printing presses collaborated. They are doing work together. So that thing was not possible, bro. This everywhere. As you say, we have to learn till our life. So this thing we are learning. And as Diroza said, that time will pass, and definitely we have to wait for it. We have to wait and see. Tomorrow, maybe it will be good. And in the winter, we should try to encourage the opportunity, whatever we can do to educate our industry friends about new trends in the industry, what is going to happen, and what they can plan in these days. That is what we can do now. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chopra. So I think the key lies in finding the opportunities, new opportunities going forward. But still, the next question which I'm gonna raise is about the future. Like, what could be the way forward for any business, and vis-a-vis precautions which we are gonna take, or maybe any plans or processes. If you can, share some suggestions on that, because you all are global leaders working in different industries. Like Balvinder ji is multi-industry specialist, I would say, working in different types of exhibitions related to industry. So, what could be your thoughts, Balvinder ji, going forward? What kind of precautions and processes, if we can chalk out something? So, over to you for your suggestions.
See, precautions definitely now are circulated so widely through the WhatsApp groups, and a lot of doctors giving advices. So that is again, social distancing, sanitization, and SOPs will be created for doing any businesses, even in the plants, in the manufacturing plants. The all the lines and the physical situations have been put on automation. A lot of things are being done in a different manner, and most of the bigger units as well as SMEs have taken actions based on in their factories and plants. So already the work has started in various business units, and Chopra ji just highlighted that. And as he said, intrastate work, distribution. So there are various things which are happening, and contract manufacturing, which is happening for most of the FMCG and food processing industry. They have already started following the norms. So because SOPs were created state-wise, so which these plants are following, and government is regulating and checking regularly is the same. So as far as the process goes, and what future is definitely linked with the vaccine, coming in. So it is all based on that, because the moment you are going out, even if you are taking all the precautions, there is a risk factor which is there. I just went to my dentist today, and dental is something in the doctory. It is you come most closest to the your the doctor has to come very close to you, and have to, if you have to get the dental treatment done. So they have started. They're following the processes. The precautions are being taken, but there is a risk factor which they highlight. Whether if you have come in contact with any COVID patient, have you been exposed, you have been working from home, or you're going out. So frequency, this is being checked. So it will all depend upon the number of cases coming down in, and the vaccine coming in, or living with COVID, will definitely be living with some sort of fear, and health fear will always be there. Yesterday, we had a Congress MLA in Tamil Nadu passing away with COVID. So there are sad news also happening. So we need to live with it with precautions. This is what I would say. Over from my side. Over to you, Sachin.
Sure, sure. Thank you, Balvinder ji. Now I'll move to Paul. So,
Yes,
Paul,
thank you.
what is the future for us, and how we should move forward? Over to you.
Well, I think these 5 months that have passed have seen our associations, rise to the challenge. Not all of them, of course. We have many, certainly in the UK, but the global associations like UFI have put a lot of hard work into coming up with common international standards so that people all around the world can start to predict how an exhibition of the future is going to look in terms of being COVID safe. We have lots of protocols, and you can see them on both the UFI site and the Venue Association AIPC, and lots of case studies have now been done, which also helps breed confidence. And personally, I see this model evolving into like the IKEA shops, the Swedish furniture stores, where you have a route around an exhibition, which I admit cuts out some of the group activity referred to by one of the speakers earlier. But once we have new models, people will have faith in those models. However, much still hinges on travel restrictions, certainly internationally, and until we have full tracking and tracing, the length of time it takes to open the borders is crucial, and all we do internationally will be irrelevant if we can't travel in a safe environment. So the move to national and regional hybrid events, meanwhile, is a good stepping stone, and it will save many big events such as the ICA Congress in Taiwan. They've brought in 5 more regional hubs in Europe, in Asia, as well as having a digital option completely. So I think we need to get to grips with making digital conferences and exhibitions entertaining, engaging. There's lots of work to be done there, because the on-screen delegate is much more stricter with his or her time, and they don't forgive lapses, and you really have to be on the case so we can smarten our skills. The GRS research that I referred to earlier has shown that digitalization, big data, and artificial intelligence are the top 3 technologies in terms of impact on the exhibition industry. So while we've had the time, we really need to accelerate our skills there. And my conclusion would be that we must accept some degree of health versus economic risk. Where that balance is, though, and finding it is the task. Change must be holistic so that we bring our whole industry with us. And of course, it's heartening to see that many former competitors are now working together for the common good of our industry. And our industry certainly has a name that resonates in the corridors of political power now. We must look after it as a whole and all component parts. The tough times will go on, but the foundations for the comeback of our industry are taking shape. And in terms of when the buzz will truly be back, Sachin, live on the show floor will depend on the buzz of the aeroplane engines, in my opinion. When they're heard louder, bringing international delegates in, that's when we'll be truly back in real business. But for now, there's plenty to work on there on the digital front, and I hope we can all learn from each other. And thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share some thoughts. Good luck to everybody.
Sure. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for sharing your views. And you're right. When we are going to get international delegates, that would be the real bounce back. So now moving on to the Dalip. So what does the future looks like, and what are your thoughts on moving forward, sir?
I mean, I'm always been optimist, and the future is always bright. Yeah. As I said, it is a passing phase, and things in times to come to be good. But yes, it is a learning phase for each one of us. We got to learn, relearn, and reorient ourselves, innovate when it comes to each industry. As the other panelists also said, the offline exhibitions will have stricter norms in terms of the participation by the delegates and the exhibitors, and the cost is going to go up. So if the online industry, the virtual industry is able to innovate itself and come closer to the real exhibitions, the lot of cost factor, it will become less costly and meaningful for many industries and many SMEs, especially who are not as on date able to travel to the international exhibition and not able to participate. And a lot of international exhibitions will also be divided into different parts. They may be held in each continent and country specific, wherein which make more meaningful the local people to participate. And I am hopeful it is only a passing time. Times to come, I see a lot of things. One thing which is going to happen is the focus on health and wellness, which is going to remain because it is the survival of the fittest, whether it is the human being or the industry. And once the things settle down, may it be after the vaccine, the demand is going to go up. I feel people have realized that you don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. So mind me, Mr. Paul, I'll say it in Hindi. People will say, "Yaar, jitni jindagi hai na, अच्छे से जी लो." So spending is going to go up in times to come, and things are certain in terms of the health.
Sure. Thank you, Dalip ji, for these words. Now, taking a last bite from Professor Chopra. So, Kamal ji, how to move forward? How does the future looks like? Any processes? So, over to you.
As Paul said, Paul rightly said, the future is AR and PI. We'll have to go with that. Definitely, the things were already in the pipeline, but due to COVID, it became nearer. AR and PI is the future. We have to do with augmented reality and printed electronics and all the things. The virtual exhibition like that can be created, which will be accepted by all. You can create the machine just like looking like working. You have seen in the last election, Mr. Modi was giving lecture at 8 places at one time. That was the AR. That was not that standard. Now the AR has reached to much more standards. So it just look like a reality. I have some details with me. I have some video with me which were just shown just 15 days back. They have made in China, and they have virtual exhibition of that style. They are just creating the things, not only exhibition but everywhere. Future lies in digitization, nano, PI, and AR. That is a definite thing. And these are not a new thing. These are already in the pipeline. They are coming slowly. And most of the Indians are not knowing it. Now everybody will have to know it. Definitely, as Deepa was telling, everybody is optimistic. We are optimistic because we can't do anything. We can only plan and think, but we don't know what is the future. But how long it is going to last, definitely it looks like near future that is impossible, because still it is growing. COVID is growing day by day, and we don't know when it will be there and how the things will be planned. But mind it, whenever any person will start a new factory, he have this thing in mind that someday this can happen. To avoid this, what can be done? What precaution can be taken? And those precautions are going to take a cost. With this, your cost of production will increase. And when you are going to increase the cost of production, can that match with the international costs? So that is the problem. That's why in my initial said, we have to work joint hands. Sir, every time there is a rumors or there are things in the market, stop buying Chinese goods, stop buying Chinese goods. I don't say like this. I say we must manufacture things in a fashion, in a rate, in a quality that China may not be able to sell anywhere in the world. That should be the spirit. And we have to create that spirit if you want to survive, if you want our country to grow. That is the only way. Otherwise, nothing will be possible. That's my calculation, which I got to learn within these things while interviewing so many people. So that's what I wanted to say. That is the future. Future is in unity. Future is in network. Otherwise, we don't have any future.
Sure.
So what is there? Say today you go to anywhere, everything is coming from China. Why? Because we are not able to manufacture in that standard, that rate, and that quality. If we would have been able to manufacture, how other things can come from that area? Why don't we, they don't have the 8 hands, they are not more healthy than us. What's the problem? Only problem, we are not united. We can blame democracy for that. I know one day I have an interview with the Vice President of China. I was sitting in, he told me this thing that it is your bad luck you are a democratic country. I said because sitting in such a posture you can't say anything. But in one way they were right. In our country things are planned, it is discussed, then things are gone to the parliament, then to the court. Months and years pass, things are going on. Maybe it's good or bad, I don't know, but we have to take care of these things. And that is the only cause that we are not able to be parallel to China. We are much more capable than them. And we can do much wonders. In the world, it is said that for the crisis management, Indians are at supreme. Why we are lagging behind? We should do work unitedly, jointly, in such an atmosphere that China may not be able to sell anywhere in the world. That should be the motto. That should be the spirit. And that is the future. Thanks. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Chopra ji, for these remarks. So, moving on to the final conclusion, if you have any key message for the industry, so this question is open to all panelists present here in one-liner, maybe 10 or 20 seconds. So then we can say goodbye to each other and look forward to see you face to face sometime soon. So, Balvinder ji, what is your key message for the industry? Over to you, sir.
Definitely, we need to remain very positive, and we need to innovate. We need to reach out, and we need to, as Chopra ji said, Atmanirbhar, make things in India, and it should be competitive so that we can compete with the entire world, and in terms of both pricing and quality, in terms of delivery. That's it from my side. All the best.
Sure. Thank you. So, Paul, what is your key message from UK for us?
Yes, well, I think it's one of unity. As the previous speakers say, we're an industry of doers and entrepreneurs, proactive people. Let's do the best and don't waste a crisis. Necessity is the mother of invention. Good luck, everybody, and a real pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. So, Professor Chopra ji and Dalip ji, over to you. Last one-liner.
Actually, I've given my one-liner already. We have to work unitedly, and that is the only game. If we want to lead the world, and as Sani sir just said, Atmanirbhar. To be Atmanirbhar, we have to produce at such a rate, such a quality, such a quantity, nobody else can produce. That is the solution. Only the giving a slogan Atmanirbhar, nothing is going to happen. We have to unite, we have to work in a close cooperation with each other. That is the solution. And that is my one-liner for all the industries.
Sure.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Dalip ji.
I said earlier also, we need to be positive, have patience, collaborate, network, and improve, innovate wherever it is possible. That's the way out, and wait for the good time to come, which is around the corner.
Sure. Thank you, Dalip ji, and thanks to all of you for joining us today on behalf of Mice Affairs Media Group and Life Expo. We thanks all of you for your time, that too on Saturday. I'm sorry for that. And before we sign off, on the left-hand side, you can see the VIP tab. In case you want to utilize this facility, you can grab your room there, and we have some meetings. And from the exhibitor section, you have the option to interact with few of exhibitors we have. So till then, stay safe and stay healthy, and look forward to meet you somewhere time. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.